I'm the first one to tell you is, spend money on lights and lenses. It's, they're the two things that will stay with you for a long, long time. When I started out, I had the Novatron packs. I had Speedotrons. They're giant packs. For on camera, I had Lumidyne, with the battery pack and the giant metal. And they were fantastic flashes. They lasted forever. They just worked without flaw. Novatrons would get iffy once in a blue moon, but most of the time they were fantastic. So when I started getting into more professional jobs and so forth, I couldn't afford major lights. And I remember my first set of lights for my first studio were, Paul C. Buff, the little lightning packs. I can't remember what they're called. Alien Bees. They were just these plastic flashes. And I remember, I think it was a 400 watt power flash was like $349, but they were all plug-in. They didn't have batteries in them. I know they sold a Vagabond or something that you could power them with on location, but I just never got into it. And I had one fall. It was at a country club. I set the light stands up in the light, and I was ready to shoot the headshots for the country club. And the angry chef came pounding through the door and hit the light stand, and the flash went over and smashed it. And I called Alien Bees and said, listen, this is what happened. And I sent it to them, and they just sent me a new one. It was not even a question. It was, I miss those days with that kind of service. But anyway, that being said, nowadays, power is my big thing. I want power, and not everybody can afford, a Profoto D2 or a Broncolor or Elinchromes. Starting out that phase of getting a great, decent light that's manageable, that's reliable, that's battery powered and portable is the thing. And I've been looking and looking. And don't get me wrong, I like Kodak's, it's a fine brand. But I'm something caught my eye, and then I saw it in use with a photographer, and I said, I have to try this. And I looked it over, and I was just kind of blown away, but I didn't really go dig into it. And I just reached out to this company and said, I need these lights, I gotta try them. Anyway, so I'm not showing you the box and stuff, because everybody goes on about the case that they come in and why the brand isn't good because they didn't send you a good case. It's too stupid to me. Anyway, so this is the one that I'm talking about, the newer flash. Everybody's saying, oh, it's not that small. I'm sorry, this is pretty small. And it has 400 watts of power, so I'm thinking, I always look for a light to recommend to young photographers starting out, to say, hey, you can get this and to start your studio with it. And that's when I saw this, and it caught my eye, and I was like, wait a second, this is, kind of a unique and equally as impressive situation here with this. Just my opinion, but I'm kind of digging it myself. The battery, I don't use these, so it's not lightweight, but it's less heavy than anything else I've been using. And this is 400 watts of power. Anyway, so I'm going to do a shoot with this and give you my opinion on it. And the first time I saw it, and the light it was putting out was really impressive. That's why I jumped on this and said, I got to try these. And now, the old days, you had to wear white gloves or have a sheet over this because you don't want to ever touch the flash tube, because the oil on your skin and then the heat will actually make it bubble in that area. And believe me, that's really true, and it does happen. So, don't stick your finger in here and touch the bulb, but you can touch the outside. That's not an issue. It's just the bulb itself, the flash tube inside. You don't want to touch that. The other thing is it has the frosted glass, which I love, because I can use this thing without a modifier. with just the reflector instead of, a whole big umbrella and so forth, which we will try with this as well. We're going to try pretty much everything with this. And Bowens mount. So that's a pretty low profile. And, for me, I can take this off, put the bulb away, and then pack this in a Pelican case. And, you can pack 2, 3, 4 in a Pelican case without an issue, which is, again, really impressive. So I'm kind of liking this. I have to say, like, form factor and everything, so far I'm impressed. I never used the remotes. I can't wait to use that. But, as far as this is concerned, this is kind of a handle. I mean, you can hold it, but who the hell would want to hold this? I know they market it that way, but I'm sorry, even if you had an assistant holding this for you, that's just cruel. Put it on a stand, or put it on a monopod they can put on the ground so they don't have to hold it up in the air themselves. I think that's crazy. That's what we have light stands for. Don't use your people. Anyway, so yeah, I should tighten it. I mean, it's not bad, don't get me wrong, but don't make somebody do this. Get a light stand. I gotta try this with a softbox, just to see how it is. And I don't have newer softboxes or anything, but I have the Aperture light or softboxes. I have the little one out. I'll try that one first. But so far, I'm kind of really liking this thing. I really am. But let's put it on a stand and see how it is. Now, starting out with these is great, and it really is a good start. Not to, I hate to base anything on price, period, but I have to remember that not everybody's as into professional photography or needing $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 lights. I mean, there's a lot of people that will do it professionally that just need something reliable, that aren't on the level of needing that much in lighting. When they start out, they just need something to start out with. So that's what I've been looking for. And like I said, there's a lot of great brands, and Godox is, it's a nice brand. I have a thing with it. I don't know. And I think it's because of the color shifts between their different lighting. Now, if this brand produces with this, which is 400 watt seconds, and it matches well with, say, one of their speed lights, because I use a big light and a speed light all the time. I use it for jobs. I use it on jobs. I use, the D2 with this, or the B1X with this, whether it be the A10 speed light or the A2 little can light. I use that kind of setup all the time because you have the one major power one, and then you have the speed light for a hair light or a rim light or something like that. And sometimes that's all I need. And I'll use one as a rim light and one as a backdrop light. But if this does what it says it's going to do, and it's consistent and it works, I would have no problem. Well, I would actually be excited about recommending this. I'm excited to have this. Like, I have a feeling I'm going to get some use out of this, a lot of use out of this, because I love the form factor that much. With the internal battery that's not external, there's no lumps on it because of the battery. This is just slim, smooth, and beautiful, like, honestly. But let me just take the little soft box here and throw it on here and see how it is. Wow. I know there's a lot of novelty items out there. And when I first saw this, I think it was on YouTube or Instagram. I don't know, one of them. And I thought, oh Jesus, here we go again. But then the more I looked at it, I'm like, wow, like, way to flip this industry on its head, kind of a, wow. Anyway, let me see if I pull this down. I probably can't. Oh, there you go. Okay, so power up. Okay, so great thing, because this is flat and these are a little raised, you do have to turn it on. Wow. Okay, recycle time at 1:1 is pretty impressive. I'm leaving the beeps on so you can hear it. I hope you can hear it. That's pretty fast recycle. Go down to 1/4. Recycle's almost instant at 1/4 power. I wasn't really at 1/4. I was up a little bit. Yeah, it's instant at 1/4. I'm kind of, you know, out of the box, like first impressions where I'm actually getting to hold this and see it. I'm kind of impressed with this. I don't know how this is going to do on a lightweight stand. I should probably grab a lightweight stand and try it. You know, because I mean, I use heavier lights on a lightweight stand, but you know, this is, I don't know. We'll try it. I mean, it's still a carbon fiber stand, but I love these stands. That handle comes in kind of handy. Well, it does work on the stand, obviously. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it would work. Like, you know, would I trust it around kids? You know, probably not. And, you know, if I put the legs down so they're flattening you even more, I would get more support with this. Okay, so it's not bad at all. Like, it really isn't. You know, you can use a lightweight stand with it, but I prefer the heavier stands. And I use, you know, for the 3-leg versus the C stand, I use the Manfrotto ones, which I absolutely love. But this here, now I'm not going to leave a link on these or anything until we actually do, you know, a full shoot with them and see how they are. Because, you know, right now I do love them, but I can't say, oh, go run out and buy them until I use them and you know, test them that way. Because I want to see the output, I want to see the color. You know, there's a reason I like higher output, and I know there's a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, the higher ISOs on cameras today, you don't need that kind of power. But until you use this kind of power, you have no idea what you're missing. And for the price of these, you know, honestly, like if I was starting out or telling someone, you know, this is what to get, I would immediately say get the minimum of 2 of these, and I still think you're going to be under one, say, 8600. And from what my friend says is this is really close to the power of the 8600, and it's a 400 watt second unit, like really close, within a third of a stop. So that being said, and this kind of form factor, yeah. It's a gripped head too, so it doesn't like slide. Yeah, the umbrella holder is down here, so I don't know how that's going to be because I'm really a stickler on centered umbrella. But for a softbox, I think it's fantastic, and you don't have to go as expensive as the you know, the light boxes by Aperture. Inexpensive softboxes actually work really, really well. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you know, this takes me 5 seconds to set up. That took me like 12.5 seconds. So you have to buy this one. And, you know, it's $300 more, but you can set it up in 12 seconds faster. Who does that? Anyway, so I'm going to set up a shoot for tomorrow with this and play and have fun with it and see what it can do. And I'm really excited to try it. Because right now I'm kind of digging it. I actually may use the Nikon for this. you know, so I can try the TTL. Obviously with the Leica, they don't have a Leica branded remote, but they have Nikon, Canon, Sony. But I want to, you know, if I'm going to test this, I'm going to test everything on it, and I want to test the TTL. So I'll use the Nikon with the remote and this, and we'll see what it does. Anyway, stay tuned for tomorrow's shoot. Maybe I'll call Emily in and see what we can do with this. I'm really looking forward to it. But you know, for out of the box impressions of this light, like seriously A+ to newer. I know people make a lot of like, ooh, it's just a Godox rebranded. I'm sorry. No, it's not. That just confuses me. Yeah, they just rearranged all the components, created different boards and said, oh, we're using all their semiconductors. Anyway, have a great day. I'm looking forward to trying this tomorrow. But so far, thumbs up. I know they're having a sale, but just wait until tomorrow until I do the shoot and we can actually see this together and how these things work. Because you know, when I shoot these, I'm not going to bullshit you. You're going to see what it does, you know, at a camera in real world instead of fake world, whatever that is. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you tomorrow with this light. Should be fun. Honestly, I just couldn't wait to try the bigger softbox on this. You know, because of the form factor, you think, oh, it's not going to balance well or something. You know, so I have to try it. Now, the thing is with these aperture softboxes, they're made extremely well, but their ring here just spins. So getting it on is a pain in the ass sometimes. So I usually like set it up, take the light off, put the light on this way, and then turn it that way so you can hold it better. Because adding it like this, you actually have to twist this while it's going into the light, and sometimes it's a real pain in the ass. And with the larger one, it's going to be even worse. So I'm going to do this with it off and try it. So I don't want to make this about the aperture softboxes, but they come with this insert that you can magnetically use for gels, so you can gel the softbox, which is very impressive. I know there's a lot of newer ones out there that you can do all kinds of things with, but this one I just love because of the build quality and the light that it puts out is really nice. It's just always good. Yeah, you really have to keep your stuff in the bag, you know. Anyway, so setting up is the click. And this would be too much for somebody. for a YouTube photographer, this is unheard of. But you should just be able to pop it open, which, yeah, it's convenient, but you know, for a well-made softbox like this, I don't mind having to go through the extra work of clicking each pole open, just because it is made so well. I do love these boxes. Hopefully you'll be able to see this, but what I mean by this is I just take this off and put it on this way, and doing this blind, so yeah, that was a lot easier because doing it the other way, it would be a pain. But I figured instead of using a small softbox, which really a speed light can fill up with issue, why not use the bigger one with a grid to really take down this power? Now I'm really looking forward to doing a shoot with this because I want to see what this can do. Let me line this up with my leg. Well, it's just so weird seeing this form factor on this flat. Like, it's just, that's it. Not that, you know, like a longer light like this is going to take up much more space in the studio or anything. It's just weird seeing this. You know, I definitely think innovation more than gimmick, because I really do like the form factor. I'm just thinking of all the different cases I can use instead of like this one over here. I love this bag and I use it quite a bit. I don't even know who this is by. This is Low Pro. I use this a lot. I not only use it for photography, I actually use it for a carry-on for planes and so forth, because I like it that much. Like, I'll just throw clothes in here and take this. Like this past week, I did a food shoot. And literally, I have a light stand in here, a folder umbrella that's like really, this is kind of the lasso light, this umbrella to shoot through. This is a nice little unit. This is the full umbrella, but it opens up big. I love this thing. Anyway, and I did the whole shoot with the Stella Pros. See, I don't really talk about this stuff. Like I said before, if I'm telling you something on this channel, I'm using it and I'm loving it. Amazing. Absolutely, positively amazing. So what I'm thinking with these, I know I'm getting off topic on this, but what I'm thinking on these is this is going to be spectacular for Christmas photos when you go to somebody's house and they want the look of their Christmas tree and the lights and the ambiance. Being able to use something like this to light it, and whether you use the strobe on this or just the constant, you're going to keep that look that the client's going to want for their Christmas card photos or something like that. So, you know, I have a couple of those coming up and I really can't wait to use those in that situation. You know, because with the strobe, sometimes you just get the tree and the family's lit perfectly and it just doesn't look like a Christmassy type photo. With this, I'll be able to see it like and shoot it the way I want to. And I'm excited about that with this. I'm getting off topic. But the reason I brought this bag out is because I can literally fit 2 of these units in this bag and throw this over my shoulder and take this on a job. That's pretty impressive to me. That that's exciting for me. I'm loving this for that alone. I'm really hoping these do a fantastic job lighting, because this kind of stuff is what makes it all worthwhile, I think. You know, having this kind of form factor and having something that works and that's reliable and having the power that you need when you need it, you know, versus speed lights. Yeah, obviously I can throw a bunch of speed lights in here, but if I can have 400 watts of power in this form factor, and you know, I don't know how many flashes you can get out of this, probably 400 or something. I don't know, I have to look it up. I don't look at specs that often. I would look at the specs on battery life before purchasing, but I'm thinking it said 400 full power flashes. That being said, you know, I don't use full power unless I'm in a studio shooting a commercial shoot. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get a lot more out of that. Anyway, that being said, I just had to try this. That's why I'm on again. I'll add this to the other video I just made. It's gonna be a long video, I apologize. But exciting thing is, because, you know, when I saw this bag sitting there, you know, because I was breaking down from my food shoot, yeah, really excited. Anyway, again, I'll do the shoot tomorrow, unless I can grab somebody today to do a really quick couple shots so you can see at the end of this video, make the third one of this one video. Anyway, thanks for watching.